Uh, no, try to put our players in the best position to win. Point blank, I felt like, our matchups were at the skill position at running back. So, let's try to get our matchups, in those spots. And ironically, Coach Marv mentioned, he was joking around. He's like, well, I believe Jim Fossil uh, was the OC of Utah. Whoever the OC of Utah was in like 1970 something when Coach Marv was at New Mexico State. They actually ran the swinging gate multiple times. So I Googled it. We found it on YouTube. And they were running normal passing plays with the swinging gate in football cyclical. So I'm like, all right, well, if this guy was an NFL head coach and then Hugh Jackson can do it with the Bengals, right, and the Browns, then why can't we do it here? And, it just put our players in the best position to be successful. Kudos to the players for believing in something that's unique and goofy and not just saying, oh, coach doesn't think we can win, but saying, man, we believe in what they're doing and going to execute.
And that happened on the last
Monday night, Tuesday, somewhere. I think Tuesday actually, it was Tuesday. We practiced Tuesday, and then Tuesday, I watched those fire-breathing dragons on the D-line again, and I said, holy cow. I mean, there's a reason they're number one in the country in sacks, number one in the country in almost TFLs, or not sacks, but pressures in the quarterback. And it's like, man, do we really want to play 70 snaps where these guys just try to kill our quarterback? And the answer was no, we did not.
So how did it actually function compared to what you thought it might do?
I thought it actually did exactly what I thought it would do. I thought it would create 2-on-2s. And we'd be able to get out there. We'd get all of their defensive line away from the ball and not have to block them. And then we'd get all their other players. And I felt like we had really good matchups with everybody else in the field. The other 6 guys in the field, 6 were 6. Felt we were good. And they did some things, bailing their linebacker out and playing games with our 2-man game to the boundary. And that was their answer. And I'm going to have an answer for that next week, because that was a pretty good answer in terms of what our combat to that is.
Well, what about them having an answer? Is it something that's impossible to do on the fly adjustment when presented?
Not impossible, but it's just numbers. We have an answer for different, if you put your people here, we're doing this. Put your people here, we're doing this. Put your people here, we're doing this. So we do have, it's sound. Like, it looks goofy and unique and different, but we didn't just go out there and run something that wasn't sound. It's just different. And you can't be scared to be different. And if you're scared to be different, and I thought I told somebody the other day, or it may have been our media the other day after practice, a lot of people may not like what I do. It may be goofy, but I could really give a crap. Because I'm trying to put our players in the best position to win based off where we are as a football team right now. And really in the first half, we essentially got a touchdown call back, and then we do an interception inside the 20. We should have had another 13 points, 10 points on the board in the football game versus a really, really good defense.
Coach, can you walk us through that sequence in the beginning of the fourth quarter with the delayed games around the 11-minute mark?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we got delayed games with 23 seconds left on the clock because we were snapping the ball. We were giving our cadence, and they were calling our center for basically a false cadence, an unnatural movement, even though he was doing it all game. So I get it. I understand. They thought he was being more dramatic, and their guys were jumping off sides, and they were calling it on us. I'll have to watch the tape, but for the most part, I like a lot of the officials that were on the field. Most of them, I really, really enjoyed.
Kenny, in terms of the matchups and trying to even out in terms of numbers, was that one of the ideas behind that swinging gate that looked like we also had a bit of a flying wedge in there?
Well, yeah, that was more of an adjustment to what they were doing. So we had a plan that if they weren't going to play Trenton, that we were going to be able to shovel pass. There was a soundness to it. It's not just go out there and hope it works, right? That wasn't the plan. The plan was go out there, and if they move, I'm not going to go into the complete plan, but there was a plan. I don't want Dan. Dan's going to kill me now. Coach Lanning, that is. He's probably calling me right now. My phone's vibrating, but because that's obviously we got next week. So he's going to have, that's my guy.
But how about your defensive performance, though? Especially the fourth time?
Moments. Talk to our guys all the time. Great teams win moments. Good teams win moments. Right? You win plays. You have to win plays. Every play matters. But there's going to be moments in a game that separate winners from losers. Fourth downs are those moments. We converted our 4th and 5 with the game on the line. If we didn't convert that, guess what every question here would be right now? Why didn't you kick the field goal to go up 6? Well, why the heck would you want to go up 6? Right? What does that do? It just makes the team want to score a touchdown and beat you, right? But that's what I would be answering right now. But our guys made the play in the moment. And on defense, we made the plays in the critical moments. And that's what I'm proud of, because that's what I've been harping to the guys. And they're just competitors.
The coach asked Trenton too, like a game like this, obviously, where you put an offense in, like you said, goofy people like it or not, but just for him to stay focused and not to get out of rhythm, what do you just think of his performance overall?
Trenton's, you're not going to rattle Trenton. You could spin Trenton around, make him dizzy, throw him out there, and he's going to find a way to do what he's supposed to do and regain his balance. So Trenton's, I told Trenton earlier in the week, I'm like, hey, bud, this is going to be unique, but we can't put you back there for 65 snaps. We put you back there for 65 snaps, not 100%. This isn't going to be fun. So we're going to do some unique things. We're going to line up in Wildcats to keep you healthy. We're going to line up in some weird stuff. And he believed in it. And like I said, that's a credit to the players, credit to where we're going as a program, that our players, they didn't waver when we have weird ideas. They said, okay, if you believe this is best, we're going to do it. And that's what I'm most proud of. They went out there, they executed, they worked hard. On defense, we battled, we competed, we won the moments. We responded to an ass whooping we got, butt whooping, sorry. I don't know if that's a bad word, the other day, and we responded. And that's what culture is response, response, response. And we did that today.
Coach, what's the process of coming up with some of these plays? On play, you're drawing them in a notebook, and if this doesn't work, this doesn't. How do you come up with this?
I don't want to block him. So if I move him there, do they move their guy there? That was it. That was the process. And then we saw one clip of that. And I said, well, worst we can do is line up in it once. And if they do it, then we don't got to block their fire-breathing dragons. So let's just see if it works. And that was the process. Was as simple as that. It's not rocket science. It's not even rocket surgery, right?
How valuable is this for the players seeing the messaging and everything kind of works? Like, it would give an extra sort of understanding on their behalf, do you think?
I believe that they're slowly believing that we're going to compete to win, regardless of what it takes. And people ask me all the time, well, where are you at of the program right now? Are you trying to play the young guys and get them reps? And you building for the future? Yeah, we're building for the future. We're trying to win every game, right? You know, I'm not going to line up and do this crazy stuff if I just want to get good at the things that we're going to do in the future of the program. Because guess what, guys? In 3 years from now, if we're running the swinging gate, I shouldn't be here, right? Unless it's unique. If we run it 20 times, there's a problem. It means I didn't recruit well enough. It means I didn't build culture. I didn't get the guys stronger, and we didn't do it right. But right now, this was the best chance for us to win the football game, and it's my job to put our guys in the best chance to win the football game. Whether it's unique, crazy, a little weird, that doesn't matter to me. I'm trying to win football games.
Defensively, you had the 3, 4 the short stops. What were some of the keys you feel like kind of led to getting those stops?
I thought, one, we had a good plan, and then 2, Deshaun Mallory. So 1, good plan, 2, Deshaun Mallory. And our guys just, they executed. They knew what was happening. We got a beat on the formations early defensively, and they did a nice job.
What does a guy like Mallory provide to this defense?
Fight, compete. I mean, that's a kid who coming to Arizona State has changed his life. Oh, it really has. He didn't play at Michigan State. They didn't really want him. He transfers to Arizona State. Nobody knows who he is, and literally he's going to get probably drafted now, right? He came here as the most quiet kid you could ever imagine, right? He didn't really know who he was. Now he's out there smiling. He found himself. Literally, him coming here changed his life.
Coach, talk about the trust you had in Cam's passing ability. I mean, 3rd and 10 inside, I can't remember the exact move, like inside the 30. I mean, to trust him on that play, you had to have an immense amount of confidence in his passing ability throughout the week.
Yeah, we practiced it, and it worked. So I'm like, you know what? No risk it, no biscuit. Bruce Arians.
Coach, in order for Scott to be more important to this offense, I think he's going to have to play defense, honestly. So how important is he to this whole thing?
I hope he doesn't play defense. But he's super important. His versatility, his work ethic, his will to win, his will to compete. And that's really what separates Scat from most people is he's an ultimate competitor.
Coach, you kind of talked about Cam. We've all talked about Cam, what he's done. But what can you speak on Jaylen's performance today and how he also stepped up in some of those critical moments that you're talking about?
Yeah, so everybody knows we challenged Jaylen early in the year. It was known, right? He came back the last 2 weeks, and he had one of the best run blocking for any tight end in the nation. back-to-back weeks. What does that show? Your best players are starting to believe in what's necessary to win. And even though last week didn't turn out, he still got better. That's why I said we still got better even with the performance from last week. And then you come back today, and he built that trust back up with how he blocked. To say, you know what, we're going to line up a Wildcat because you were or Hellcat because you were a quarterback in high school. And he went out there, he executed, he did it right. The only play we didn't execute, I called wrong. So 100% my fault. And it was why we took a sack there was my fault, not theirs. Other than that, our guys went out there and executed, but I got to be better because I can't put a non-quarterback in there where I call a play backwards and we put him in position to fail. So that's on me.
Coach, how good was it to come off the field, obviously, with all that fan support and that crowd activating the Valley, but tough season, like you said, but still coming out here.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that everybody should watch our team and say is they've got fight. And the one thing that when I took the job and I called people, what do you want to see ASU be? What do you want to see ASU be? It's funny, everybody says, we just want them to complete and play hard. We just want them to play hard. We're playing hard. So don't say you want something, and then when we do it, be upset, right? We're playing hard. The result hasn't always been there, but our guys are playing hard. And like I said, the result of last week was on me. I had to do a better job building this culture right. Those games aren't won in a weekly game plan. You don't go and run Swinging Gate versus Utah and win the football game, right? Those are culture games that take years to beat those teams, right? But our guys this week, they battled, they responded, and it's just everything that I'm trying to build here is those fans being there, clapping at the end of the game, showing the support. Sun Devil Stadium should be rocking the last two games. Show our guys support that these guys aren't going to quit, that these guys are going to fight. More importantly, show these guys support to the guys who can come back next year that, holy cow, we can sell this place out. This environment can be unbelievable. Use these next 2 weeks to sell our players that can return on why they should return.
Kenny, how satisfying is it that you kind of outmastered the guy on the other sideline who's kind of thought about as one of the mad scientists of college football offense?
Yeah, I don't think I did. To be honest, I thought our players made plays. I thought our defense played really well. I thought our offense played really well. I think I have so much respect for Chip Kelly. I mean, that guy's been there and done everything that I hope to accomplish in my career. And I have a lot of respect for him. He's an innovator of the game. And, you know, I don't think that happened. I personally believe our players just went out there tonight and they won their one-on-one opportunities. And our defense won the moments, and that's what won us the football game.
Coach, what did it feel like after the game to run back into the tunnel with all the visiting fans chanting ASU?
Felt good. Yeah. I mean, sorry. It's a quick answer. It felt good.
Coach, when you look at it, obviously this week you talked about how all your players kind of get the mindset of Rose Bowl like UCLA last time. How do you think your players handled the emotion and the environment of the Rose Bowl tonight?
Competed. It was the quietest locker room we had pregame all year. And I stood there and I'm like, oh gosh, you know, are we ready to play? And then I start to look at what the guys are doing and they're looking at their tips and alerts. And I'm like, oh, all right, maybe we're just locked in. And it was funny because that's what Coach Ward told me. I'm like, are we ready? He goes, well, look at what they're looking at. They're looking at their tips. And I'm like, okay, well, let's see. Maybe we'll be detail-oriented today and go get a dub.